Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My God, this is too close. It's amazing, it's a full room, and I think women outnumber men by about 9 to 1. I think that's what should happen in businesses and entrepreneurships also. So this is a good start. Today is a very interesting session. I know women in leadership seems to be a little bit like a platitude. It's actually not. And I think the time is now when leadership is absolutely at a premium. And women can provide a lot of that. Now, today we have 7 very senior, very interesting panelists. 2 or 3 of them represent corporations. A few of them represent entrepreneurs and how they've developed their lives and so on. And what we're going to do today is to try and keep this very open, very relaxed, very evocative, and hopefully controversial. Now, the way we'd like to develop this session today is that I'll invite the panelists in a second, and then initially what we will do for you to get to know the panelists better is to have a 3-4 minute Q&A with them. I will do the Q&A. It will essentially open them up to the ideas that we are talking about today. Then we will open up everything to the panel, to the audience, and then we can attract questions from there. And we'd like to deal with key questions, and I'll address some of them right now. At the end of this, what I've requested all the panelists to do is to identify at least one role model, ideally a woman, one role model in their lives. And please don't say it's your mother. Our mothers are always role models. Let's not be that lazy, and let's look for somebody else. Our mothers are lovely, and my mother's here somewhere, I think. But I think we need to go beyond that. That's the first thing. And the second thing, which is really important, is that we come to conferences like this, and it's very nice, and we hang out, we meet people and so on, and we go away without any impact and without any takeaways. Today I've requested every single panelist, including myself as the moderator, to come with a minimum of 1 practical suggestion, actionable thing that you can go back to your offices, to your businesses, to your homes today, and to be able to take action and make a difference in your lives and lives of the people around you. That's the challenge for today. 7 actionable items that you walk away with, so you'll have something to work with. Okay, just setting the tone. Well, actually, I think we'll get the panelists over first. The first one is Mr. Asad Umar. He's the president of Engro Chemical. Obviously, everybody knows Asad, and he's obviously a superstar, so that's good. And Asad, I'm sure, will share with us a lot of his insights in terms of corporate life and business and corporate life. The second gentleman is Mr. Zubair Sumro, who's a very eminent banker, extremely well known, traveled all over the world, and has enjoyed himself, and he's joining us too. And again, he's going to talk about women in corporations and his professional life and how that can be transcended into our day-to-day activities. The third is Nabila. And Nabila is, there she is. Nabila is a very acclaimed stylist and an image consultant. And we always talk about things inside out in terms of learning and substance, and that's one of the questions I'm going to ask her, is she all about outside in? In other words, is she only talking about the surface and the image and forget about the substance behind? And that's the question I'm going to ask her later. The next is Rabia Gharib. Rabia is an entrepreneur, she's a technologist, and she will focus on issues related to technology and women. Then we have Nadia Munawar. Nadia is a corporate communications director with Jahangir Siddiqui Group, and she also is the chairperson of the Professional Women's International. Nadia, welcome. Then we have Mohsin Said. Mohsin has been described as a fashion journalist and a social reviewer, whatever that means. And apparently he's going to say lots of controversial and funny things, and we have to press all the controversial buttons with him, and he's going to enjoy that. And last but not the least is Vanisa Ahmed. Vanisa is an entrepreneur, and we might not know about this, but she also has a degree in psychology. So we're going to talk about how does she combine brains and beauty, and what are the normal people like us, how can we handle ourselves in that situation, because we don't have both sides going. Anyway, that's our panelist. The whole group is here. It's a very large panel, so it's going to be very difficult to work with them in terms of getting all the things going. Now, I'd like to set the tone, because that's part of my role, is to set the tone, and then they will carry the panel. There are various models in the world as far as women are concerned in terms of their representation, their empowerment, and their positioning in society. I was looking at Finland. Finland is a small, fairly insignificant country in Scandinavia, but they have amazing businesses there. I mean, you probably know Finland through Nokia. Nokia is from Finland, and there are various other businesses. Now, in Finland, did you know that 41% of people in parliament are women? 49% of the workforce are women. 12 to 15% of the boards of the top organizations in the country are represented by women. What the questions that we will address today are going to be about that also. Is that a good model? They also have one of the highest divorce rates in the world. They also have one of the lowest marriage percentages in the world. And Finland also has the highest suicide rate in the world. That has to do with weather and things like that also, not just because women are working, but there are some very interesting characteristics, cultural characteristics that keep coming out from that. And that will be one extreme model that we will actually put in there. Is that what we're looking for? Another side is women in politics and women in power. Today there are 192 countries in the United Nations that are registered as countries in the United Nations. I would challenge you, how many people would realize that 24 of those countries have women leaders? There are 3 queens, there are 3 governor generals, including Canada and a couple of others. There are 8 female presidents: Argentina, Chile, Finland, Ireland, Liberia, Philippines, San Marino, and others. There are 9 women prime minister, including Angela Merkel, the Chancellor of Germany, Bangladesh, Haiti, Iceland, Moldova, Mozambique, Netherlands, and Ukraine. So the point I'm making is that at the moment about 13–14% of the population